Who is this year's blank? Find out next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. As always, make sure to follow and stream us on Spotify. Today is Monday, January 31st. I am Frank Stanfield, joined by the returning Chris Towers, his first FBT in 5 of the year. Welcome, Chris. Who is this year's Vladimir Guerrero or Corbin Burns, a hitter or pitcher going inside the top 60 who will return first-round value in 2022?
You know, I just want to say it's only January 30th. It's only been 30 days. It's not that long for my first appearance of the year.
It's kind of long.
My answer is Pete Alonso, who I know some people will say, well, he hit 53 home runs as a rookie. How could he break out? Well, because I think the skill set is actually better than it was as a rookie because he has sustained nearly all of the power that he had. He actually had a higher average exit velocity this season. His hard hit rate, his max exit velo, everything about quality of contact points to the same direction, that he's just as good a power hitter as he was as a rookie. But he's cut his strikeout rate from 26% as a rookie to 20% last season. If he can sustain a 20% strikeout rate with the power he has, you could be looking at a 280, 45 homer, 240 combined runs and RBI. You could be looking at, you know, the elite Aaron Judge seasons type of production from Pete Alonso. So I think he could absolutely force his way into first round value this season.
I love that call. And he kind of represents a teardrop in the first base position as well. So he's one of those mid-round guys that could provide a lot of value, obviously, and power. For me, I'm going to go with Eloy Jimenez. Don't really want to take much away from last season. He had a torn pec in spring training. He wound up only playing 55 games. But if you look at what he did leading up to 2021, everything was trending upwards. He hit 31 home runs as a rookie in 2019, and then in the shortened season, 296, 14 homers, and 891 OPS. I think this White Sox lineup is going to be really, really good as well. He's still just 25 years old. I'm expecting the breakout to come this year for Eloy Jimenez. Hit 280 plus, 35 plus home runs, and maybe the runs lag behind a little bit. He doesn't walk all that much, but can we get 110, 120 RBI? I think that's possible from Eloy Jimenez. Let's move on to who is this year's Austin Riley, a hitter going outside the top 200 who will return top 50 value, maybe a former top prospect.
You told me, because we talked about him too much in the sleepers, breakouts, and busts and outfield tiers episodes, that we can't talk about Joe Adell for this one. He would be my pick. If not, I'm going to pick both Joey Bart and Alec Bohm, two former top prospects who have not necessarily lived up to expectations in their time in the majors. Alec Bohm, a big disappointment last season. He was going almost inside of the top 100 last year, which I frankly didn't think made any sense. But now, he's going outside of the top 275. And what we saw last season was, one, his defense stinks, so we don't know where he's going to play or if he's going to play every day. But if he hits, he's going to find an opportunity somewhere in the Phillies lineup because they have holes all over the place. And what we saw last season was an improvement in the power numbers for him. Not necessarily the production, but the underlying. His average exit velocity was up to 92 miles per hour. That's very good. His hard hit rate was around 50%. Again, very, very good. The production wasn't there, but if he can combine the plate discipline that we've seen from him in flashes in the majors and in the minors with the power that he showed last season, or at least the ability to strike the ball well and start elevating the ball, I think Alec Bohm could become the type of player we hoped he would be last season.
Like you, Chris, I would choose Joe Adell, but we've talked about him quite a bit recently. I'll go with a different outfielder, a former top prospect, Jesus Sanchez from our Miami Marlins, who had a decent year last year, a decent rookie season with the Marlins, played 64 games, 251 batting average, 14 homers, and 808 OPS, had this weird break in the middle of the season where he was on the COVID IL, returned in mid-August, his final 45 games, 11 homers, and 857 OPS, was barreling the ball up, hitting more fly balls and line drives, which is a good thing. That's what we want to see from Jesus Sanchez. So it's not a great ballpark to hit in. It's not a great lineup to hit in, but I do think the way that he hits the ball with as much force as he does, it doesn't really matter where he plays. I think that if he's healthy, then we could see a 260-plus batting average, 30 homer type season out of Jesus Sanchez if everything breaks right for him. Let's wrap up with, unfortunately, a negative one. Who is this year's Cody Bellinger, a player going in the first 2 rounds who has bottom-out potential?
I'm going to take this in terms of the risk of bottoming him out, and I think the 2 riskiest players in the first round, and I hate to say it, are Jacob and Shohei Ohtani. DeGrom, it's obvious he's got the elbow issues going back to last season. We're not sure if he's healthy right now. I'm assuming he is, but we'll find out in the next few weeks, hopefully. And we don't know if he's going to be able to make it through a season. Shohei Ohtani is not really someone that a lot of people associate with risk at this point because he was so good last season. But it just comes down to the fact that he is a hitter and he is a pitcher. That means he has extra opportunities to get hurt, running the bases, hitting, throwing, pitching, fielding, all of those things that your normal pitchers don't and your normal outfielders don't, or your normal designated hitters especially don't. So it just comes down to the fact that there are more ways for things to go wrong for Shohei Ohtani than your average player. I love him. I hope nothing ever bad happens to him again. I wouldn't mind drafting him in the first round, but he's the riskiest player in the first round.
Stay healthy, Shohei Ohtani. We need you. The game needs you. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, your smart speakers, or anywhere else podcasts are found. And thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.